Right, let's keep going. Oh my god. Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be diving into the wondrous soundtrack that I'm sure there's going to be a ton of songs that we're going to be able to look at here from the new Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, and the song we're going to be looking at today is called Divine Beast Dancing Lion. Obviously incredible music from the original game. And I'm sure there's going to be more incredible music from the DLC. I haven't played it yet. I haven't listened to any of the music yet. This is a completely blind reaction to it, so we'll get into it in a second. So when we get into the reaction, we'll react to about a minute of it. We'll stop, we'll talk about it, we'll go over the minute, and then we'll carry on to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. Before we get into that, just quickly, if I sound a little bit weird or off, it's because I don't know whether I've got a cold, whether it's flu, whether it's hay fever. I don't know what it is. What I do know is it's kicking my ass at the moment. So I'm not particularly well, but we'll still get this reaction done. Regardless of that, the show must go on, of course. So let's get into the initial reaction of Divine Beast Dancing Lion from Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree in 3, 2, 1. Well, let's turn this up. 3, 2, 1, go. Pause right there. I think that was a pretty good time to pause. Right, let's go back. Okay, so my feelings and thoughts so far is that it is kind of manic. It's full of panic as well as that, but it definitely has this very sort of regality to the sound, obviously with the instruments that they've included in the orchestration, but also with the way that they're utilizing the vocals and the choir. Sounds, you know, very proper and classical and kind of like royal, as I say. And it's very, very fast, very fully flung into it. And I think the Divine Beast Dancing Lion is obviously one of the first bosses, I believe. But because I watched a skill up review, so I think I know that. But let's go back over that minute and analyze it a bit deeper. Because I like that kind of, you have that hit with the vocal, the duh, but then you have that swing. I think it's of a wind instrument, and it kind of swings straight up, and that's kind of like this just total manic, this total like chaos straight away into the song, and it's really nice. And that chug, the chug, gives it some like real weight. So it sounds like the vocals are really. It sounds a bit like they're humming, like while letting the kind of the madness ensue on the violins. And it really get that, like the tone of the obviously it's in the minor key, and it's following that minor sort of scale, so it's really got that sorrowful sort of sound to it. And it kind of adds that kind of sense of just like despairing to it. It really kind of builds upon that really nicely. I think it's important as well with the way that the percussion is and way that you can hear with the cello is kind of going do 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 boom boom boom. It's really giving that kind of weight of the boom 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 of what would probably the with the size of the boss and everything kind of adds to that. That pulsing. Alright, let's keep going. Oh my god! Wow. Wow. Alright, keep going. Stop there, but that past minute was incredible, particularly up after it kind of settled a little bit and started to build up again. It sounded so like animalistic and primal and just kind of that very much that the sounds of like an impending army approaching, that kind of warish sound was just so immense, and we'll get as to why when we get to that point. So let's carry on from and go back over that past minute. And that layered a vocal, the da da da, and then you kind of kept that held, and then you just added the next bit, and then added the next bit, and added the next bit. It was really, really nice way to kind of fan across that layer of voice, and to kind of present that rest, I suppose, in the manicness of the song. And what I like with this is the rise and falls that you get with the strings and with the wind instruments, where it kind of flares up but then kind of descends back down again. It kind of gives it that kind of, again, the motion of kind of falling and tumbling and kind of like waves crashing in a sense. It's really, really cool. Okay. Now, obviously, that hit and then the kind of the scrape across the strings is very classic, way to build tension in an orchestra horror movie kind of sound that I'm sure we're all familiar with from many other places, but it's still really, really cool. And it just really digs deep now, so that you kind of got the strings in the lower notes, dun, 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 and then you got the hits on the large percussion instruments, and then with the ha 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 ha, those kind of like very deep masculine noises of I don't know, of hua and her, that just kind of layered on top of it to give it that kind of very, very, that almost like very sort of like tribalistic, sort of gritty, very raw, I guess, raw and rough sort of sound to it. It sounds so cool. Now, as we build into this swell of sound, you can hear that there's like now higher sort of vocals in, whether it's like female vocals or tenors, or what counts tenors, whatever, I don't know. Or just pitched higher. I don't know what they did. To kind of add into that, kind of cut through the darkness of the sound, and to kind of build to this sort of crescendo, which we're probably going to hear something like a crescendo about now. Oh my god, this is so good. Let's keep going. Oh, that's nice. Right. Let's go back a couple minutes. Where were we at? Right here? Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Yes, we were. You know what? The overwhelming thought and feeling that I get listening to this is a great satisfaction, because I know for a fact that we on this channel are going to absolutely feast off of this soundtrack. I know there's going to be so much good stuff here, and we're only just starting, and that makes me feel very, very happy. But this was just, again, kind of building upon what we kind of spoke about earlier, with the kind of the ascend descend of the violins and the wind instruments, just in that manic, very kind of legato like wisps, but kind of above that very kind of low humming, very much staccato rips across the cellos and those kind of low kind of vocal sounds as well. Just the kind of mix of it was just a pure sense of organized madness, organized chaos. And it was phenomenal. And let's listen to that last couple minutes again, and we'll stop and start. Let's go. And that's, you know, very classical kind of operatic, the da 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 boom. That kind of very operatic sort of kind of sense. It definitely has that sort of classical, older, hundreds of years old. It sounds like a song that could be hundreds of years old, that was sung in churches across, you know, Renaissance Italy or whatever. But let's carry on. Maybe Germany's more appropriate, but anyway. And again, grounding with this and the just the pure, like, just how aggressive the playing is on the instruments. You can tell that they're playing really, really hard. They've been told to dig in. And that low, now we get these low kind of this slow swelling as it kind of starts to, that groundswell, that kind of earthquake feel as it starts to build up, but it really builds up from beneath you. It's not kind of, it's really earning its moments of like, its crescendos. It's earning its crescendos. Now listen to this last minute, right, and just appreciate it, because this is how you take all the elements that you've kind of created up to this point and you whack them together at the end and layer them on top of each other. This is just the absolute perfect example of that in terms of orchestration. And everything is had before is in. Again, those, you can hear the ascends, you can hear the lower vocals, you can kind of hear this more like choral choir style vocal coming in the middle now. It's just... Okay. That little hiss sound at the end was pretty cool. Obviously, the hua 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 sounds very reminiscent of the. I'm sure you've all heard the theme to Skyrim or something like that. So very kind of that sort of, again, Nordic, strong sounds to come from, you know, humans in this kind of musical setting. But as well, it kind of on the ascends and the descends of the strings and the wind is just it gives you that feeling that you're being picked up and you're getting flung up in the air and then you're falling back down, and then another thing that comes in and then you kind of get, it's like you're drowning. You know, it's like you're in a heavy storm in the sea, and you're trying to stay afloat. That's the feeling that I get from this song, and it was bloody brilliant. Bloody brilliant. Right, so let me know what you thought of Divine Beast Dancing Lion in the comments section below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Of course, we've got a ton of these songs to go through now, so please let me know what you'd like to see next from Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, in the comment section below. And also any other recommendation, of course. I do take on all of the suggestions, and we do get to them all, so please put those in the comment section below. Having said all that, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I appreciate if you like the video and subscribe as well. I'd really appreciate that quite a lot. But now that is all done, I'm going to take some paracetamol and lie down for a bit. But having said all of that, thank you all so much for watching, and I very much look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much, and goodbye.